I want to ask you something that most people in leadership are too uncomfortable to address out loud. Have you ever watched a workplace completely fall apart? Not because of a bad product, not because of a failed strategy, not because of a market shift, but because somebody couldn't keep their personal life separate from their professional one. Maybe you've seen it. Maybe you've lived through it. Maybe you're navigating the aftermath of it right now on your own team. What I'm about to share today is something most leadership channels won't touch because it's messy, it's personal, and honestly, it hits a little too close to home for a lot of people. But we don't do surface level on this channel. If what I'm about to say protects your culture, your team, or your career, then this conversation is worth every uncomfortable second of it. Stay with me. Welcome back to Fit for Millions, where we help business owners, CEOs, Christian leaders, and founders build businesses rooted in purpose, peace, profit, and freedom. We talk about real world topics and we bring biblical truth into every conversation because that is the only foundation that actually holds. I'm Jasmine LeSanker, and today we are addressing one of the most quietly destructive forces in any workplace. Inappropriate, intimate relationships. This is not a lecture. This is a real conversation based on real experience. And if you lead people, manage a team, or are building a company, you need to hear this. Let me take you inside something I witnessed firsthand. And I want to be careful how I share this because the goal is not to expose anyone. The goal is to protect you and the culture you are building. There was a VP at a company I was connected to, someone in a significant position of authority, who was known throughout the organization for having multiple intimate relationships with employees at various locations across the company. People whispered about it. There were conversations behind closed doors, side glances in meetings, speculation in break rooms. But because of this person's position, nobody said anything out loud. Then it hit our location directly. That same VP began dating a leader at our location. And here is where everything started to unravel. That same leader had previously been in a relationship with another manager at the very same location. When that relationship ended badly, the fallout did not stay private. The leader began processing the breakup openly, sharing personal hurts, relationship details, and emotional distress with team members and other employees. And I want to be compassionate here because heartbreak is real and pain is real. But the team, they just wanted to do their jobs. Nobody signed up to become the emotional support system for a leadership breakup. And yet the entire team was now carrying the weight of something they never asked to be part of. Then came the promotions. When it became clear that the leader at our location was now in a relationship with the VP and that a promotion followed shortly after, the questions started. Was that promotion earned? Was it based on merit and performance? Or was it based on something else entirely? Nobody knew for certain. But here is what I know for certain. It didn't matter. The perception alone was enough to change everything. Trust in leadership eroded and morale dropped. People started wondering if their hard work even mattered, or if advancement in this company was really about who you were close to in upper management rather than what you brought to the table. That is the moment a culture breaks. And once it breaks, it is incredibly hard to rebuild. Here is what I learned from watching all of that play out, and what I want every leader watching this to write down. When integrity leaves the room, trust leaves with it. And when trust leaves, everything you've built is at risk. Proverbs 11:3 says, "The integrity of the upright guides them, but the unfaithful are destroyed by their duplicity." That word, duplicity, means living two different realities at the same time: a professional public face and a private personal life that directly contradicts everything you represent as a leader. That kind of duplicity does not stay hidden. It never does. And when it comes to the surface, it does not just affect you. It affects every single person connected to you. Now, let me speak to 3 groups of people specifically, because this issue shows up differently depending on where you sit. If you are a senior leader or executive, the power dynamic in your position is real, whether you acknowledge it or not. When someone in a position of authority pursues a relationship with someone they lead, supervise, or influence, the playing field is never equal. Even if both parties feel it is mutual and consensual, the rest of your team does not see it that way. They see favoritism. They see compromised judgment. They see a standard that does not apply equally to everyone. And the moment your team believes the standard is not equal, you have lost the most important thing a leader can possess: their trust. If you are a mid-level leader navigating this right now, I want to speak to you with compassion, because leadership can be lonely and human connection is real and relationships happen. But I need you to understand your professionalism is your greatest asset. Your reputation, your integrity, and the culture you are responsible for maintaining are all on the line every single day. If a relationship develops with someone at work, at minimum, be transparent with HR and leadership above you, but understand going in, it is genuinely risky business. Oh my God. If it goes well, people will question your decisions. If it goes badly, you still have to show up to the same building, manage the same team, and lead with the same authority, while carrying something deeply painful that everyone around you can feel, even if nobody says it. The professional cost is almost never worth it. Now, let me bring this back to the foundation, because on this channel, we never just talk about what's wrong without talking about what God's word says is right. 1 Corinthians 10:23 says, "Everything is permissible, but not everything is beneficial." Just because you can does not mean you should. And in a leadership position, that principle carries even more weight, because your choices do not just affect you. They affect your entire team, your company's culture, and ultimately the mission God placed you in that position to steward. Joseph in Genesis understood this. When Potiphar's wife pursued him repeatedly, and she had the power and the position to make his life very difficult, Joseph did not negotiate with the temptation. He did not try to manage the situation carefully or find a middle ground. Genesis 39:12 says he left his cloak in her hand and ran. He ran. That is the standard. When the lines begin to blur between your personal life and your professional responsibility, you don't slowly back away. You run. You protect your integrity like it is the most valuable thing you carry, because as a leader, it is. Here is why this matters at the Fit for Millions level. A business built on purpose requires leaders whose decisions align with their calling, not their impulses. A business built on peace cannot survive the chaos that comes when personal relationships compromise professional authority. A business built on profit depends on a team that trusts leadership is rewarding performance, not proximity. A business built on freedom, the kind of freedom where you actually enjoy what you've built, cannot exist when your culture is consumed by drama, speculation, and broken trust. Inappropriate relationships in the workplace do not just hurt the people directly involved. They hurt everyone. They contaminate the culture. They cost you your best people, because high integrity employees will not stay long in a low integrity environment. They will find somewhere that matches what they value. Protect your culture, protect your team, and protect yourself. Let's bring it home. Here is what we covered today: inappropriate, intimate relationships in the workplace, especially between leaders and the people they lead, create a culture of confusion, favoritism, and broken trust that affects every single person on the team. Even the perception of it is enough to do serious damage. As a senior leader, your position carries a power dynamic that makes these relationships inherently compromising. Protect your integrity and protect the people you lead. As a mid-level leader, your professionalism is your greatest asset. If a relationship develops, at minimum, be transparent, but understand the risk is real and the professional cost is almost never worth it. As an employee, your discomfort is valid. Document what you observe, protect your professionalism, and honestly evaluate whether your environment aligns with your values. And at the foundation of all of it, lead with integrity. Keep your personal affairs out of the professional space. And when the lines start to blur, run. Your culture is worth protecting. Your team is worth protecting. And so are you. Now, I want to hear from you. And I know this one is sensitive, so you can be as general as you need to be. Have you ever experienced or witnessed this kind of situation in a workplace? How did it affect the team? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let's have a real conversation because I know someone watching this right now needs to know they are not alone in what they've experienced. If this video gave you clarity, confirmation, or courage, hit that like button and share this with a leader in your life who needs to hear it. Subscribe to Fit for Millions if you are not already part of this community. We show up every week with real content for real leaders who are serious about building with integrity. And if you are a business owner, a founder, or a leader who is navigating cultural challenges on your team and you need real guidance, Fit for Millions is here. We work directly with CEOs, leaders, and owners to help you build cultures rooted in purpose, peace, profit, and freedom. The link to connect with us is in the description below. You were placed in your leadership position on purpose. Lead like it. God bless you and your business. I'll see you in the next one.